our call. All right. I know a few people are still hopping on. So, like I said, if for some reason you don't see one of your coaches on, shoot them a text just to remind them. First team call of 2021. So, we want to make sure that everyone is on. I feel like we should have some like pump up music happening. But welcome. To the Fit for His Glory Sisters team call, first team call of 2021. I'm so excited. Okay, I just realized this is not presenting like I thought it was. Um, First team call of 2021. So, oh, I even put 2020 on here. Oh my goodness. Um, Clearly I'm used to putting 2020. But first team call of 2021. We're so excited about tonight. We have the amazing Holly hopping on tonight, who is going to be our guest speaker tonight. And I'm so excited for you guys to learn from her. But I'll dive into all the things about her in just a second. Before we do, I did want to take a second and just really celebrate December and some wins that we had. So I know everybody has now had a refreshing few weeks off, and hopefully you took some time to be with family and friends. And I really just pray that it was good for your heart. I talked to a few of my PS coaches earlier today in our check-in call, and it just sounds like everybody is really refreshed and excited about the new year. And so hopefully you got some time to do that. But I do want to take a second and just kind of reflect on December and just celebrate some wins. So this was our December Changing Lives Club, and I'm just so proud of y'all. Specifically want to call out a few of our girls who were success starters. Kinsey Johnson finished up her third month. Ashton finished up her third month. Specifically, those are my coaches. So, but just so excited for them. Lauren just finished up her second month. Samantha just finished up her second month. So just lots of amazing things happening here on our team. But beyond that, even just all of these numbers, obviously we know that these represent lives changed. And so many of these are moms who are change agents for their families. And so I just want to remind you guys of the impact that you do have and you are making. And it's just so cool to see how God is working. And so I'm just really, really proud of you guys. The next thing I wanted to shout out is some of our benchmarks for Road to Elite. So obviously 2020 coming to an end started to solidify some girls kind of spots on the road to elite. We don't have, final rankings just yet, but did want to shout out Patrice and her team, the Radiant Tribe, who ended the year 6-star and elite. This is their second time hitting elite, and so really proud of her and her amazing team. Patrice had a year, and I should have her speak on the next team call just to share her story. But last year was a really hard year for her. I mean, she basically spent like 75% of the year not even able to work out, which we all know when you're not able to be a product of the product, that is really hard. And then also losing a child and, just so many things happened in her life last year. And so I just want to specifically just shout her from the rooftops. I mean, she still grew her business by 20% and ended the year as an elite team, and it just shows like her resilience, but also just honestly trusting God. I mean, she works hard, but I mean, she was not able to give as much last year, and God multiplied that, and he was faithful, and what she was able to give. And so I'm just really proud of her and her team, and obviously her team just stepping up through all of that. And so I just want to give her a huge shout out. And then obviously our team ended as an elite team as well. We're still waiting on the final numbers, but just so proud of you guys. And this is, for those of you who are new and you're like, I have no idea what any of this means, you will learn soon. We're going to have a training around it. But this is a team goal. This is not a Caroline goal. This is not just something I do on my own. In order for us to be an elite team, it is actions and things that every single one of you are doing. That's how we get points. And so this is definitely a team goal and a team achievement. And so I just hope that you guys feel that and it's just a really big deal. We get a lot of cool opportunities as an elite team from Beachbody, specific kind of calls with different trainers, different opportunities. So it just brings about like really cool things that we're able to offer the team because we're elite. So I'm just really proud of you guys. Also, really proud of Shay and Courtney for being team leaders this year. And they're just growing their businesses. And so, if you want people to watch, it's these girls up here. Success leaves clues, and we say that all the time here. But I just really believe, they just are consistent and disciplined, and they do it with joy and they have fun. And the crazy thing about Shay and Courtney is they both work full-time jobs that are very demanding. Shay is a physical therapist. Courtney works at Chick-fil-A within the HR team. And I mean, they're both just, I mean, I hate using the word busy, but they're busy. Like they've got a lot going on, but they're disciplined and they're consistent and they show up every day. And so I'm just really proud of them. And then Aaron and Kirby and Rose and Annabelle ending as team builders. They're on the rise, and these are going to be girls to watch here this year. And I really believe that all of these girls are going to end the year premiere. And I'm just excited to see what God does. So let's celebrate this week. So because we're only a few days in, I went ahead and put this in here. Going forward, we're going to have top volume earners, top success club earners, and then so I didn't fill this in for this week, but top volume earners, top success club earners, and then top recruiter of the week. So I went ahead and put the template in here, but just know that it's coming. Obviously, we're only on day 4 of the new year, and a lot of people really didn't do a whole lot this weekend. So going forward, basically what we'll do is each week we'll celebrate those top recruiter, top success club earner, and then top volume earner from that week. So I think this is going to be really cool as we head into the new year, just to have more recognition like this, where we can really celebrate those week-to-week wins. We know that there are girls on our team who are brand new. And so the idea of hitting Success Club 30 is not something that's probably going to happen. But maybe you bring on 2 new clients that week, or maybe you bring on 2 new coaches that week. And so like we just want to celebrate that. And so we're just looking for more ways to celebrate you girls. And so just know that this is coming, and we'll start implementing this starting next week once we have a full solid week of January under our belt. Okay, so some quick reminders. So this week, what's happening? So I already posted this in the team page, but I just want to make sure you guys are all aware of the action hours this week. So January 6th with Shay at 5:30 a.m. And then we'll have one on the 7th with Aaron at 1:30 in the afternoon. And then obviously we have our team call tonight. And then the other thing I wanted to just kind of remind you guys is of bingo. So if you have not printed this card off and started on it, I promise you that what's in the middle will be really exciting. So make sure that you jump on it, print off your bingo card, go ahead and start marking things off. And then this will go for the month of January. For February and March, we will be doing the Olympics again. So first quarter Olympics. So that's coming, but this will be a fun thing just to really get us motivated and start moving our business forward in a fun way in January. So little jumpstart January bingo for you guys. Okay. So next thing is, let's see here. Okay. So next thing here is I want to go ahead and introduce our guest speaker tonight, Holly Richardson. So Holly is I'm pulling up my notes because I don't want to mess something up. She is a wife to a head baseball coach. She is a mom of 3 littles. She lives in Alabama. So I know we have lots of Alabama girls on our team. She is an elementary teacher, and then she has been coaching 14 months. I asked Holly to be on tonight because she actually ended the year as an elite coach. So she became a coach basically, it was sometime around last January, a few months before January, but brand new coach. And then she ends the year elite. Like that is crazy. And I know that not everybody's pace is going to be like that. But Holly is so inspiring. She has spoke on the National Wake Up Call. She has just inspired so many people, and she's so consistent. And the thing that I love about Holly is that she's always full of joy, and she's always smiling, and she's always super encouraging. And so I'm really, really excited for you guys to get to learn from Holly tonight. She's going to share her story with y'all, and then we're going to do a little Q&A. So if you guys have questions as Holly's kind of talking, drop them in the chat box, and we'll definitely do some sort of Q&A towards the end. But Holly, we're so excited to have you on.
Well, I still get really nervous speaking to big people because I'm used to speaking to the little ones. So I do get a little bit nervous, but I am going to share my screen with y'all. And I'm really honored that you asked me to speak. It's always a privilege to do that. And let me see if I can share my screen. I told Caroline today that I don't feel that anything that I've done over the last year has been anything. Oh, you gotta let me share, Caroline. I don't think it's been anything just special. And I'll talk about this in just a minute. I just 100% believe, and I gotta see y'all. Like all I see is pictures. Let me screen it so I can see. Okay, I can see that row of people. But I just 100% believe in Beachbody and everything it stands for. And I feel like it's kind of like with like a tub of ice cream. Like if you love a tub of ice cream, like my family came over for Thanksgiving, and I don't really eat ice cream unless I go to Chick-fil-A. So shout out to the Chick-fil-A person on here. But I love Chick-fil-A ice cream. But my family came over for Thanksgiving, and they brought this like Christmas cookie ice cream. Like apparently it's something special cookie. Anyways, it had Christmas cookies in the ice cream. Anyways, they were raving about it. Like if they made money off of how they were raving about this ice cream, they would be millionaires. And so I tried it, and it was amazing. So, but if you love Beachbody the way that I really love Beachbody, then I think it's super easy to share. I don't know why it won't let me share.
Is it still not letting you?
No, but it's okay. I mean, I don't.
Well, I put on here all participants. Try again.
There you go. Got it.
Perfect. Yay. Okay.
I don't know what y'all gonna see on here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So that I really feel like that has been what has driven my business. Is just the fact that I love Beachbody. Okay, so how I hit elite in my first year in the business. So I'm just gonna go right into this. But I am honored that you asked me to be on the call because it's I just love speaking about this. So, and if you hear my kids come in, my husband has tried to get them to sleep, but one's down, two are not. But I am a mom of these three little nuggets right here. This is Emmeline, Lily James, and Collins in 7, 5, and 2. And I think that what Caroline asked me to share my journey and what I did in my business that got me to elite in my first year. And I'm one of those coaches, like y'all don't have a lot of time. I know that. And I know that if you're taking an hour or 30 minutes or whatever out of your night away from your family, you want something that you could actually grab a hold of and apply to your business. And so I'm going to give you some very tangible things that I do and not just share my story with you. I want to give you something that you can do and hopefully helps your business. But it truly all begins with your purpose and your why. And I know you hear people talk about it, but that is truly what it begins with. I did start in another health and wellness company a long time ago. And it started with the same why that I have now. And it was not the trips and not the recognition. And I even made a post about it today. It wasn't all of that. It was, I wanted more time with my kids. I wanted more time with my family. I wanted more time to be able to spend with them instead of doing things that I felt kind of trapped in. And so those little nuggets right there are why I started this business and why I will never quit this business. So I used to teach full time. I'm a K-5 elementary school teacher, and Emmeline is 7 and she's 5. And so they were both in full-time preschool the first 4 years that I was working full-time, the first 4 years of their life. And so I was the first one to drop them off in the mornings at 7 a.m. They were the very last ones to be picked up at 5:30 p.m. every day. I got very little time with them. We tried for 2 years with infertility to have Emma Lane, and I felt like I only got 2 days a week with them when I was working full time. I just didn't feel like I had a lot of time with them, but I was a teacher. My husband's a teacher. He's a coach, and um, I don't know if you know all about teachers, but we don't really get paid a lot, and so it wasn't really an option for me to not work. And so, anyways, if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, I forgot I did speak on this National Wake Up Call. You heard this, but I needed an opportunity that would allow me to be home with more with them. And so this business is one of those businesses that can take you wherever you want it to go. It could be just to pay for your kids preschool, daycare, whatever, or it could be a way for you to come home so you're not paying for the preschool, whatever it is for you. But they're the reason I started this, um and they're definitely my life. So this is my husband, this is my fam. And I think you have to believe in your vision and you do everything you can to turn it into reality. So I ask you, what is so important to you that you're willing to get out of bed every day and find a way to make this business work? And I ask you that because, and I tell my coaches this, is you don't want this business to be just another thing. Like you don't want this business to be something that you dread when you wake up in the morning or you feel like it's just another job. You want it to be something that you wake up every day, it drives you every day. You want to know that your purpose is worth fighting for every day, and you want to make sure that it is crystal clear, because if it's not crystal clear, and it may change, but you got to know what you're fighting for every day, or you'll feel like this is just a job. Um, and so, and I also say this, I never gave myself an outlet. I was going all in a year ago when I said yes to Beachbody, and I was going to burn every ship that there was. There was no going back. It wasn't ever, let me put a couple toes in and see if it works. And then if it doesn't, I'll go try something else. Because I'll tell you this, my other business that I had in another health and wellness company, I built it for 2.5 years. It got taken away from me in a matter of months with no warning. And that was the business that brought me home to my girls part time. So I didn't have to work full time anymore. I was home, I was working the business, and that got stripped away from us. And I had a decision to make. I could either, I knew I'd been watching my coach for a long time, and I was really inspired by her, and I really loved Beachbody. But I could either go back full time to the classroom and watch him be raised by his daycare teacher, or I can make the decision to go all in with Beachbody, learn the things, do the things, become very teachable and coachable, and I could build a business that would allow me to buy back that time with my kids and to make sure that I'm that present mom. And so I didn't give myself an outlet. I just burned the ships, went all in and all that. Um, and I put this on here, make priorities, not excuses. Where you see walls, see windows instead. So right now there's a lot of, I hear it. There's a lot of, I say excuses, but really if your vision and your why is so crystal clear, then there will not be, you won't make excuses. You'll find a way to make a way. And I put our dream house on here. I like to create vision boards just to kind of keep focus. This is a picture of our family at Disney. We did our vision board training back in January last year. And I was a brand new baby coach, didn't really know what I was doing, but I put on my vision board that in the fourth quarter of the year, I wanted to be an elite 5-star coach, and I wanted to take my kids to Disney. I had no idea really what elite was. I didn't really know what 5-star meant, but I knew what taking my kids to Disney would mean to me and my family. And I put that on my vision board, and I worked my honey off and paid for our entire family vacation to go to Disney, and it was really magical to see my kids, even with mask on, at Disney. So, anyways, you got to have your vision and your purpose super, super crystal clear. But build this business like you would raise your children. I talk about this a lot. When we have kids, we raise kids, and sometimes we don't want to raise them, right? Like sometimes I don't want to parent my kids, and sometimes I don't want to change diapers or feed them or clean up their snacks or any of the things. And there's going to be days in this business that you don't want to do the business, but you got to do it anyways. You got to do it on the days that you don't want to do it. There are days that I just don't want to send invites out or talk to people because I'm just tired of talking to people. But you got to treat this business like a business. And if you look back on your calendar, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. If you look back on your calendar and you see no work time, then you can't expect to have a good check, right? So you got to treat it like a business, even on the days you don't want to. And so I would love for you in the chat, I would love for you to pop in there, if you would. What is your why? Why are you building this business? Like, what is it that, and sometimes people will say, well, I just want to help people. And, that's great. Because if you don't, at the end of the day, if you don't like helping people, then this is not going to mean anything to you. But really deep down, what is it that's holding you back from living the life that you want? Like, what is your why? What is your purpose that's going to hold you accountable every single day? I would love if you pop that in the chat. And then as you're doing that, I can't see the chat right now, but okay, there it is. I'm going to give you some very, very tangible things that I do every day. Okay, let me pull this over here. I can't see y'all. All right, so I think it all begins with, after you know what your vision, your why is, you got to have a plan. So I'm a teacher and I have to have a lesson plan. And if I don't have a lesson plan, number one, my boss is not going to be very happy. But number two, I'm just completely, I don't know what to do with my kids. And so I got to have a plan. So here's what I do every single week. And this is what I've done from day one in this business, is I write out my week every week. And so I treat my business like a biz, so it'll pay me like a business. I prepare my week ahead of time. So if you look right here, if you have the Maura Casaba's Rise Up Planner, I use her Rise Up Planner. I highly recommend it. But I just kind of screenshotted one of my days. Here's what this is. This is a screenshot of 2 of my days. So because I'm a teacher and because I have 3 kids, I have to have everybody ready, dressed, backpacks, lunchboxes, all the things out the door at 7 a.m. And so in order for me to be out the door at 7 a.m. and in order for me to get a workout in, and in order for me to get my devotion in and my quiet time and prayer time and a couple invites out and my workout in, that requires me to have to get up at 4 a.m. And now 4 a.m. to me was never nothing I wanted to do in this business. Like, I did not want to get up at 4 a.m. But Dylan Mills spoke on my call one time, and she was also a teacher. And she said that in order for her to get everything done to build her business, she had to get up at 4 a.m. every morning. And I was like, dang it. If she gets up at 4 a.m., that means I got to get up at 4 a.m. So I set my alarm for 3:45 every day, and I get up at 3:45, because if I don't, if you look, I don't know when it would happen. So get the workout done. I teach, whatever. I come home and I have a hour to work the business when Collins naps. Now that's if he naps. If he doesn't nap, I still work, but I also don't get quite as much done, but I still work. So here's the important thing about this type of scheduling is I call it the red light, yellow light, green light. And if I feel like I'm whispering, but it's because my kids' beds are right there and right there. So I'm trying not to wake them up. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of whispering. That's on my vision board too, is to have a house with a office that's like amazing, that nobody can hear me. I can be as loud as I want to be. Anyways, this is called time blocking, and I use a red light, yellow light, green light schedule for my business. And so if you look here, all of y'all's businesses are different than, or your lives are different than mine. Some of you work full time, some of you work night shifts, some of you are home full time, and you have, like, one of my brand new coaches who hit diamond in, like, I don't know, 3 weeks. She is a mom to 4, under the age of 4, and she homeschools, or under the age of 6, because she homeschools the 2 oldest. And then she's got twin 2-year-olds. Anyway, she's got a lot. Her schedule looks different than mine. So what I encourage you to do is take your day, and I want you to write out everything that you have to do on that day. If you're a full-time working mom or just working full-time, your schedule may say work from 7 a.m. all the way down to 5 p.m. It really may be a red time all the way down. And so you got to figure out somewhere in this business, if you're really committed to your goals and your vision and your why, when can you work your business? Is it going to require you to work your business at bedtime after the kids go to bed? Or is it going to require you to get up before the kids get up and before you do your workout and work your business? I don't know that answer for you, but I do know if you don't have any green time on your calendar and you wake up on Thursday morning and you don't have a good check, it's probably because you didn't have any green time, because this is a business. And so when I sit down to work at 2 o'clock, my mind tells me that it's like I have a job. Like, I sit down and I go, I have a boss that's watching me. Like, I treat it like that. Like, I want to feel like I'm on the clock in that hour. So I don't answer phone calls like from my sister-in-law who calls me all the time to want to talk. I don't schedule play dates during that time unless there's a time I can kind of move my schedule around. I don't, like, you'll see me not even planning hair appointments during that time a lot, because I know that that is time that the girls are at school and he's napping and I can actually work. And so I encourage you to take your schedule and write out your times of days that you have to work your business, so that you know every single day, even if you just get 30 minutes in, and it may not be one 30-minute block, it may be 10, 10, 10. I encourage you to make sure you have it written in green so you know when you're going to work it. And so for me, red time is no business Beachbody time. So none here, not during dinner, bath, and bedtime, and all of that. And then yellow time, if you see yellow here, that means that if I can work the business, great. If not, like this time, this might be when I'm sitting at cheer waiting on the girls to get out of cheer or something. Or if the girls are outside playing and I can do that. But does that make sense? We all like, no, that make the red light, yellow light, green light makes sense. I really hope it helps. It helps my coaches so much, because sometimes they don't even know where to start mapping out, because we don't have a boss here. Like, we don't have somebody asking us for our timesheet or asking us for our lesson plans. So if we don't put that in play for ourselves, we'll just end up not doing what we're supposed to do. But maximize and know the time you have to work with, and stay consistent and treat it like a job. Ask yourself every single day, did I get closer to my goal or further away from my goal? And then also, I'm really big on reverse engineering your goals. And if you have Mora's planner, it helps you reverse engineer all of your goals. Okay. And if I don't make any sense and y'all want to interrupt me, totally interrupt me. But this is what I do. This is what I do every day. I do not do anything magical. There, you don't have to do anything magical to hit elite. You can decide in January 4th, or whatever the date is, January 4th, today, that you are going to be an elite coach at the end of the year. And all it takes is, number one, deciding, having a decided heart, and then number two, getting to work, going to action. And I love this quote: vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. And vision with action can change the world. And I 100% believe that. With my girls tomorrow, we're doing a vision board goal setting thing, and it's not going to be all the fluff. It's going to be how to take what we want and how to put the action behind it to achieve the goal that we want to do. So I use the business activity tracker every day. Actually, Heather, my coach, took the business activity tracker and made this Slay the Day, which to me is just the same thing. It looks like this. It's just little sheets of paper. I made it into little sheets of paper, and my kids clearly did this one. I don't think I did that. That's pretty terrible. But this is the same thing that's on the business activity tracker. And I make sure that every single day I have this sheet of paper and I am checking off the things that I need to do. So I'm sending my follow-ups or my invites. I am doing my personal development. I'm doing my workout. I'm drinking my shake. I'm doing my follow-ups. I'm checking in with challengers and doing my coaching activities. It even has a spot for drinking your water. I rarely get that accomplished. Your social media, your stories, your posts, all the things, and your win for the day. This is how you have a plan. If you don't know what to do, like I remember thinking in my other business, even 2.5 years in, there were some days I didn't even know what to do, much less if a new coach came on. I didn't know what to tell them to do. And we don't have that in this business. If you take that business activity tracker and you go check, 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 even if it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there, you can get these things on this tracker. And I promise you, You may not feel it's like the slight edge. If you've ever read the slight edge, you know that it's the small, mundane, everyday things that lead either to success or failure. You're never just idle. You're either going towards your goals or away from your goals. And it may not feel that when I make these check marks every day that I'm moving my business forward, but I trust the process. And I know that if I'm just doing this work and I'm showing up every single day, I am moving my business forward. Nothing magical. It's nothing pretty. It is nothing fancy. It is literally just taking the sheet of paper and doing the things on it and checking it off. And I did that, and I ended the year as elite. And it was only because I stayed consistent with the daily things. Okay. I also highly recommend finding a success partner. So I have 2 success partners. I have started working with them back at the beginning of the year or maybe mid-year. And all 3 of us went from diamond to elite this year. All 3 of us hit elite this year. And it was because we wouldn't let each other quit on each other. We knew our whys. We pushed each other. We did power hours together. We encouraged each other. We didn't let each other make excuses. I say 100% find a success partner that has your similar schedule to you, similar lifestyles as you, and is ready to run with you. Okay. All right. This is really what I'm passionate about. And I'm going to move this up here again. I don't know why I cannot see. All right. All right. So this is really what I get fired up about in my business. All right. I'm going to use Chick-fil-A as an example. All right. So Chick-fil-A is like thebomb.com. Like, it is the most amazing business ever. And Chick-fil-A would do really well if there was just one Chick-fil-A, right? Like, Chick-fil-A was sling a bunch of chicken nuggets and waffle fries, and like it would just do really well. Even if there was just one, it would make millions of dollars in our town. But the business owner of Chick-fil-A, or whatever you call the people who own Chick-fil-A, they were smart, and they created and mentored and trained other Chick-fil-A's to do what they were doing. And so then they started having Chick-fil-A's all over the world, slinging chicken nuggets and bringing in income. And I like to think the same thing about coaching is you can't do this business alone and reach the kind of income that not reach. Well, I don't know what kind of income you want to earn, but like if you want to reach a 6 or 7 figure business income, you can't do it alone. Like, you can't do it just slinging some challenge packs. That's just a retail business. If you're just selling a bunch of challenge packs, you've got to find and mentor and recruit and train other coaches to do what you're doing, so that you have other people that are out sharing this opportunity with others. I say find your tribe. Find the people that you would want to have a sleepover with, and then run with them. Because at some point in this business, we're going to have a sleepover, right? Because you're going to be hosting retreats and going to events and sleeping with people, like not sleeping, but hanging out with each other. And you want to find your people and you want to run with them. And Caroline's been here way longer than I have. And so there's one little part of me, fear, Pete. I've heard that people say, well, the people who you have now won't be the people who are with you next year. And I hope that's not true, because I love my people and I'm just going to love them really hard unless they ever decide they don't want to. And then I'll be sad. But anyways, find your people. And here's what I think coaches do sometimes is they only talk about their challenge groups. I see it all the time. They only talk about their challenge groups, and they only invite to their challenge groups, and they only post about their weight loss opportunity or their fit club. They never share the coaching opportunity. And y'all, our programs are top of the line. You don't beat Beachbody programs and products and accountability. But the coaching opportunity, it to me is even more life-changing. And if we're not sharing that, we're not doing our jobs as coaches, and it's not our choice. It's easy to want to go ahead and make a judgment for somebody and assume they don't want this or they do want this. It's really not, that's not our job. Our job is just to share this opportunity with people and hope that it finds them well. And so if I can encourage you to do anything, it is to talk about the coaching opportunity as much or more than you talk about your challenge groups. Because here's the thing. if you are recruiting coaches, you're also selling challenge packs and you're also getting new challengers. You're also growing your challenge group. So why wouldn't you shoot for coaches and then they might just end up being a challenger and so be it. So I encourage you in 2021 to shift your focus from just challengers to coaches, sharing this opportunity. And here's what I do, y'all, and I've done this from day one. So when I first started the business, I know Caroline, you wanted me to talk about this. When I first started the business, I hit 1 star in like 4 or 5 weeks. And here's how. I asked every single person the same question I ask them now. When I would enroll them with a challenge pack, I say, hey, in your email, you're going to get 3 welcome codes to give to friends and family. There's 3 of them for $10 off. I call it your friend bonus. Who do you know that you can give those to? They do expire and you don't want them to expire. You want to do this with somebody. Who do you know that you can give those to right now? Go find 3 people that want to do this with you. No, they don't all go find 3 people. But what that does is it plants that coaching seed of, hey, I can go share this with people. And I tell them for every friend that you share one of those codes with and that join you, you get $50 at minimum. It's really $86 with the control free challenge packs. But you get at minimum a $50 friend bonus just for helping your friends join you. They save 10, you make 50. If you do it 3 times, you've earned back your investment doing this. Tell every single person that. Make a cute graphic, share it in your challenge groups. I share it in my challenge groups. I share it in my accountability groups. Like I share it everywhere. I don't make a big deal about it if they don't, but I really encourage them and shout them out when they do. So that's how you can pop emeralds and that's how you can start growing your business without being weird about it. I also do, so I used to do, well, let me say this. When I first started the business, I started doing coach sneak peeks immediately because I saw I needed people to do this with me. And I used to do bi-weekly or even monthly. Now we do every week team call or sneak peeks as a team. And so I took that from Erin Hopkins. Erin Hopkins it's one of Morris coaches, and she trained us up on how they do their sneak peeks. And I've been running hours that way for probably 3 months now. And it is mind blowing what it's doing. It is absolutely like I'll have a new coach come into a mentorship and the next week on her second call, she's already got a new coach that she's introduced because she's invited them to the sneak peek for that week. And then by her third call, she's got a new coach already getting a new coach. And it's like they're already popping diamonds in like before they finish their mentorship. So I encourage you, run mentorships, sneak peeks and mentorships way more often this year than you've ever ran them before if you want to see your business grow more than it ever has before. And then help people get paid quickly. Let me move this over. All right. And then I put have fun with this. Don't buy into the lie that it's just a crazy time and no one is focused on their health or no one can afford this right now. We get that a lot, right? It's not just or the lie that it's not just a good month company wide. Because I don't know about you, but November was a tough month. I think it was November. November was a tough month for me. I've never not hit SC10 or higher, and I didn't hit SC10. It was my only month in the year that I didn't hit SC10s. And I think it was November. And I remember like Heather didn't hit SC10 either. And it's easy to feed into, well, it's just not a good time. We've got the virus, we've got schools are shut down and all the things. Those are just limiting beliefs. If God brought you to this, he will see you through this, regardless of what's going on and regardless of the obstacles in front of you. Y'all, I 100% believe that any excuse that you throw out there is just that. It's just an excuse. Yes, we have valid reasons, but like, y'all, this business can change not only our lives, but it can change so many other people's if we allow it. And I think we have to just remember that and get creative when things do get hard. Get creative, be yourself, be someone's hope, be light, inspire people. Let's see. All right, so Q&A. I hope I left enough time for Q&A. I hope that was helpful.
That was amazing, Holly. I took like 2 pages of notes. I'm not even kidding. Um, I have questions, so I know that my team does. Do you want me to just go through the chat really quick and pull out the questions? Because I know they were kind of coming in as we were talking.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of go from there. And everyone was dropping their whys, and it's
I
so
love y'all's
inspiring.
whys.
I just want to like screenshot all of these. Well, so a few people asked if you still teach because you were kind of talking about teaching.
I teach part-time now, so I got a really good gig. I teach reading intervention to K2 students now, and I'm a part-time teacher, so I work half the hours of teacher. So I get half the benefits and half the pay, but I'm only there half the time. It's total worth the trade-off. So I get off at 11. I work from 7:30 to 11:30 every day. And then I go pick up my little one from school at 12 and come home, and then the girls get off the bus at 3.
Um, that's amazing. That's pretty much working a full-time job almost.
I mean,
I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
there's like 1 hour that if he does go to sleep, y'all should have saw him today during power hour. I host power hours every day from typically 1:30 to 2:30. Every day my team is on a power hour from that time. And Collins was like headbutting me. He was jumping back and forth. It was just wild. He did not nap today, so sometimes it's better than others, but whatever.
I love it. So question with that because you kind of touched on it. But do you do any kind of like one-on-one calls with your clients, or like even when you have someone who's interested in coaching, like how, because it looks like you don't have a whole lot of extra windows. And I know like for me, maybe this is more of a question for me, but like today, for instance, like I had several calls during my nap time hustle. So like beyond that, like it sounds like you pretty much always have a power hour in that hour in the afternoons and you really protect that. So when do you fit other things in?
So if I have coaches that do have questions, then like sometimes they're on power hour and I'll answer their questions as we're working. But as far as coach questions, a lot of them get answered in our text strands. So I have a diamond and above text strand, and then I have our push to diamond text strand, and a lot of our coaching questions or answers are in there. If they're new coaches, they get a call every Sunday night. Sunday nights are our big like call nights, so they're kind of staggered. So the mentorship calls could be 6 o'clock call, there could be a 7, there could be an 8 o'clock call. Just kind of depends on how many groups we have going. But those Sunday night calls are their Q&A mentorship calls. And so I don't really do, we have a team call once a week, but I don't do any calls outside of that. I mean, their questions will get answered either in the text strands or on their mentorship call on Sundays. And then we do, like new challenger, nutritional Zooms, like, my coaches kind of help do all that.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Just curious. I just feel like you're really good at protecting your time. So it sounds like, so I think that's really good. And just having those boundaries. Um, okay, someone asked, I saw another question in here. Do you automatically sign up everyone as a coach, or do you give them the option with so I guess when you were talking about the 3 codes?
Yeah, so I sign everybody up as a discount coach to begin with. Here's how my conversations go. They tell me that they want to sign up. I say, great. I share their flavors with or flavor, get all their whatever. And then I sign them up as a discount coach immediately. 9 out of 10 times they say, hey, it says I'm signed up as a coach. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. And I say, yep, you're doing it right. That's our loyalty discount membership. You'll get 25% off your products. You'll save. If you love your products and you want to keep getting them, you're definitely going to want the discount. Also, you're going to have 3, and I'll tell them about the codes. You're going to have 3 welcome codes. For everyone you use, you can earn $50. So the loyalty membership is, that is perfect to start with. I said, but if you don't love your products, you don't want to keep getting them, you can always, and you don't have any interest in referring people to the business. Not to the business. If you don't have any interest in helping other people get started, we can cancel and just go back to a retail customer. But no one ever says anything about it. They're all like, oh, well, that makes sense. So I've only ever probably signed up 5 customers ever.
That's crazy.
Don't even, Don't even, it doesn't even make sense to not start off as a coach, because here's the thing, it's probably at least, I would say at least 50% of my coaches end up downgrading to just a customer. But those 50% would have never went from customer to coach probably. But they at least start. Here's the thing, y'all. If you don't start people with a 25% discount, they're automatically going to think that Shakeology is too expensive. They're automatically going to think that the performance products are too expensive. And if you don't ever start them off as a discount coach and share with them that they can earn $50 by helping their friends, they're never going to talk to their friends about this. But if you, from right out of the gate, tell them you're signing them up as our loyalty member, they'll get 25%, they can earn $50 for every friend they enroll. Chances are they're going to take advantage of those two things way more than if you had not shared that. So I don't have these scripts. I don't have scripts for anything. People are always, my coaches are like, do you have scripts? Because I think some of my upline is very big in scripts. I just remember reading scripts and scripts and scripts and scripts when I first started coaching, and none of them sounded right to me. Like, it just didn't fit well with me. And I don't have scripts for anything that I do, nothing. So if somebody says, well, how much is it? I voice message them how much it is. I do not have a pre-text thing. I do have a invite as like my text replacement, but it's just like the base invite, and then I kind of add to it. But yeah, I know there's a script out there that has like the difference between customer and coach and discount and loyalty and all that. I don't use that. That confuses me.
Do you mostly email with people, or are you mostly voice messaging back and forth with people?
I don't. I've tried it. I do get everybody's email, because I 100% think social media is about to go crazy. Like, I think if you don't have an email address for every single person that you've ever talked to, you need to get it like yesterday. Because if y'all haven't noticed, they're starting to really get MLMs for their use on social media. So what I do is when they say, I want more information, like if I send them an invite and they say, yeah, give me more information, I'll say, okay, great. What is your email address? And I'll send you some information over. But really, and then I'll tell them in a voice message what it is. Now, I do have an email that is typed up that has like some information. I recorded a video that just kind of explains what the challenge groups are and stuff. I don't use that unless I'm very busy and I don't have time to voice message them. But I do get everybody's email, and I do a lot of voice messaging back and forth.
That's really helpful. Everyone's saying, man, that's good. I'm literally speechless. That's what some of the girls are saying. So we may be picking your brain more about some of the stuff you do with the loyalty membership and all that good stuff. Or at least, kind of how you word that. But do you do your coach sneak peeks on Facebook, the ones that you're doing every week?
Yes. So we have a Facebook group. We run our sneak peeks as a team. I don't know if y'all if you didn't listen to Erin on the National Makeup Call, it was probably a couple weeks ago. Go back and watch it. But so we do sneak peeks every week on Thursday. So I used to, and this was another thing that took a lot of time up, that I found out that it didn't work for me as a busy mom, and it doesn't work for other busy moms, is doing nightly sneak peeks, or doing like a sneak peek on a Thursday night at 7 p.m. And so what we do is the sneak peek is on Thursdays, and it's an all day thing. It's a come as you go. It's a self-led thing. And so our team, we have posts that we schedule out for the whole day. And I would have to share this obviously more in depth, but anyways, it's a self-led thing. We make all of our posts, our coaching stuff, our transformation stuff, income stuff. It's all scheduled posts throughout the day on Thursday. And then on Friday morning, a post goes in that says, today's the day to sign up for our coach mentorship. We're taking 5 to 10 new girls. Make sure you register, get your spot. And then we'll start our mentorship on Sunday. And so on Saturday, we'll do like a last call. This is your last call. And then on Saturdays, when we go ahead and start the text strand for anybody that signed up, it could be one person, it could be 8 people. Whatever goes in there that week. And then they start their first mentorship call on Sunday night. And it's their welcome whatever. And then for the next 8 weeks, if they need it, they get calls every Sunday after that. So it's beautiful, honestly. Because here's the thing, it keeps you and your whole team thinking about coaching all week long. Not just one time a month, but it's all week long. Like they're already saying, hey, because we didn't have a sneak peek last week because it was Christmas. And so they're all like, hey, I've got one girl. We're ready for sneak peek. I'm like, yes. So anyways, it's great. So, but
Yeah,
it
we
is
may
on
be
Facebook.
stealing that for 2021 since we could just do it this Thursday.
It's
I
so
love that.
good.
That's so good. Someone said, Erica said, do you create a new Facebook group for each week or the same group and you just delete the post to members?
Yeah, it's the same group. We don't delete the members, leave them in there. You never know when the time is right for somebody, so just leave them in there. But we do delete the post or reschedule the post. So, like, I'll go in and I'll copy my post, paste it for a new schedule time, and then delete it off. So, yeah, basically, we're just rescheduling the same post every single week. And the goal is, like, I have a website, we have a team website. Is the goal is to have it all uploaded on a website so it can be more of a, hey, click on this link and follow. But right now, honestly, it's working. I mean, because it looks like to the outsider that we're in there all day long popping in like post when really it's just scheduled post.
Yeah, that's really good. You may have said this, but do you guys do as your coach mentorship a week long or so like if it starts on that Sunday every single week, you have a new mentorship start?
Yeah. So let's just say this Thursday we have people sign up. So their first call is a oh my God, what is it called? It's not biz launch call. Their first call. It's just like your introduction call.
Kind of like
I
getting
can't
started right.
getting started right call. Yes. And only thing that we talk about on that getting started right call is your job is your journey, having them tell and commit to a nutrition and a fitness program, and then tell them that this week their number one their one goal is to make a coming out post. So we show them how to do the coming out post. I have a little YouTube video I did and I recorded for the team. Send that to them. They make their coming out post, and then their job, and we tell them on that Sunday call is to have their first 3 to 5 people ready to go. So we're already setting them up for Emerald in their first week by telling them, we're not telling them it's Emerald. We're just saying, have your first 3 to 5 people ready to go with you and start your new, group with you when we come back on Sunday to meet. And so when they come Sunday to meet, they already have their list of people, hopefully sign some of them up that are ready to go. And so on that second call, it's the biz launch call. The biz launch call goes over more of Emerald, signing your spouse, back office stuff, more of business stuff. We also go ahead and give our coaches the Coach You that Emily and Ashley put together. I'm sure y'all have something similar, but Coach You training was super helpful for me. So we give them that. And then the next 6 weeks, every Sunday, so their call times are the same for every Sunday. They have a Q&A call. If they have questions that has not been answered through the week, then we can address them. We can check in, see where they're at, see what they have questions with, how's it going in their business, and all of that. Now, I have not had a mentorship group yet go all 8 weeks with calls because they're all already progressed to the point where they don't really even need Q&A calls because we are replacing them with more calls. But that's kind of how the layout works. And here's the thing too that's even more powerful than just the fact that it's sneak peeks every week. It's duplication. And it's simple. For a brand new spanking coach, these brand new coaches know every Thursday there's a sneak peek and there's no pressure. They just got to add them to a Facebook group. If they say yes, then they just add them to their uplines mentorship because they don't have to do it. And then it's just duplicating across the team. So really that's the power of it, is the fact that there's no guesswork for the new coach to invite a new coach.
I love that. Yes, it's so true. Okay, last question was, how did you find your success partner? I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with, is like finding that person that is like you know what I mean? Like equally committed to the conversation and equally like running and all that good stuff. But I think it's a question a lot of people have.
I think so. Lindsay, Willie, and I think we were in the same team cup. maybe we were in the team cup together. And then my Stephanie Bishop is another, she's our other one, and she is adopted on Heather's team. She's not really part of Heather. Anyways, I don't really know how we all paired up. I think my mentor, I think Kyle, my corporate mentor, suggested that we all work together at one point. So if you are a diamond or star diamond coach, make sure you're in connection with your corporate mentor, because that's a good question to ask them, because they see their back office and they can see what kind of leadership style they have and can help you pair up. But I don't really know how. I think Lindsay and I were team call, or on team cut. I don't know. But I remember us reaching out to each other and being like, hey, do you want to be success partners or whatever? And then it just kind of happened. But I'm not kidding you. If it had not been for them two girls, and we all have said it, if it had not been for all of us pushing together, I don't know that we would have ended up elite, because on the days that I didn't text and say, hey, power hour, because maybe I just wanted to not work that day, they were saying, hey, where's power hour link? I'm like, dang it, I gotta work. And so we were literally pushing together every single day. And this is why it's important to have one that's on your same schedule, because if I'm home at lunch and I can work a nap time hustle hour, but my success partner is a full-time working mom, then we have no accountability for that, our work time. So you want somebody that's on your schedule, that can work when you can work. um also we watched Stephanie Bishop. I don't know if y'all have heard her, but you will. She went from, when we were on our retreat in the first week of November, she was a barely two-star diamond. She needed 24 coaches between like the first weekend. She needed 24 coaches in basically 24 days to go elite, to go 5-star. Homegirl did it through sweat, tears, blood, cry. We watched it. We cried. We literally watched her sit in front of her whiteboard and cheered her on every single day. We never missed a power hour. We worked together every single day and watched her cry, say she couldn't do it, literally give up on herself so many times. And we were there just pushing her, pushing her, pushing her. And she not only hit 5-star in 24 days, but hit elite too, and never gave up until the very last hour of the pay period on Wednesday night. And that is the power of having people pushing you. We were not on the same team, so it was not benefiting me. It was not benefiting Lindsay. We just did not want her to give up on herself, because we knew what she had been through, and she needed validation that this was going to work for her. So anyways, find a success partner. It is amazing.
That just gave me chills. That's amazing.
Yeah, and pray about it, y'all. You have to pray about. I am a firm believer that if you don't pray about who your success partner is and who your coaches are, like I feel like my coaches on my team were handpicked for me and for my team by God, because He knew that those are going to be people that that were going to encourage me, lift me up. They're like, you got to pray over your people. You got to pray over your customers, your challengers, but also who you want to do this business with, because it's more than just like a girlfriend's club. Like, this is a business that you can hopefully pass down to your children, and you want it to be built around people that were placed there for the exact reason that they were. So yeah. And somebody asked where I got the codes from. So every coach that signs up gets a welcome email. And in the welcome email, it says these are 3 friends and family discount codes, and they're $10 off. And so it's in there. And if sometimes coaches don't get them because corporate doesn't send the email. So sometimes they have to chat and say, hey, I need my welcome codes, and they'll send them to them. But they used to expire after 30 days, and now I think it's 90 days. Oh, I didn't hear the coupons were not continuing. That would be really sad. And that would be dumb if they're not.
Yeah, that would be dumb. I just signed up and received 3 codes that expire in 2 months, is what Michaela said. So hopefully it's not true. I will find out for you guys, because that's a good question. Okay, Holly, thank you so much. Can I pray over you really quick before we hop off here?
Yes, please do. Please.
Heavenly Father, God, thank you so much, Lord, for this incredible night. God, thank you for Holly and just her wisdom and God, just her taking the time away from her family and her kids, Lord, to jump on here and just pour into us, God. I just pray that you would bless her and use her in incredible ways as we head into 2021, God, Lord. I just pray that you would continue to bring her people, that you would continue to just bless and use her business for your glory, God. And I can just see her heart and how passionate she is about this business, Lord, and it just radiates. And so, God, I just pray that you would use her in incredible ways this year, God. Thank you so much for her. Thank you for her joy and the light that she is within this community, God. We just pray blessings over her, God. Lord, I just pray over all the other women on this call tonight, God. What an amazing way to kick off 2021, Lord, just getting to hear from Holly and be challenged. And God, I just pray that we would take these nuggets and the truth bombs that we heard tonight, Lord, and just let them carry us into our week. God, would you just give us fresh eyes and fresh joy? And God, just help us to see the people that we are supposed to help, God. Lord, we love you so much. Thank you for your faithfulness. And it's in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys for being on tonight. And Holly, thank you again. We'll probably be hitting you up for some questions later on that might kind of pop in our heads, but we really appreciate
Caroline,
it.
you're welcome to, if you'll remind me, I can add you into our sneak peek page.
Yeah.
And then you're welcome to get all the ideas, because
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Sure thing, friend. Thank y'all. Y'all,
thank
I can't wait to see your whole team be elite this year. You're all gonna do it.
Yes, they can totally do it. It's happening.
It's happening.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody.